what we're going to talk about now are specific licensing strategies for JV that you can use in putting together and working within your current joint venture partnerships. And so one of the first things to understand about licensing is you can use licensing within your joint ventures to create revenues without producing anything, okay? Otherwise known as a straight licensing deal. And the example I'll give you here, one of the projects that I worked with was, you may recognize this lady who's become probably more famous since she's passed than she was alive, but Marilyn Monroe. And this is really about photographs. And, you know, if there's ever a market that has really seen an explosion in opportunities through licensing, it's been anything to do with media and anything to do with digital and photography in question. But really what the opportunity here is a JV is if you've got a JV partnership and you've got a product, a technology, a service, and you're addressing one specific market with it. Let's say it's business, you know, health clinics or consumer products or consulting services or yoga services or whatever the case is. You need to step back and take a look at that product, service, technology, and say, where else can we go with it? But you need to look at it as an IP, not in its tangible form. That's probably one of the most challenging things. So when we look at the photographs of Marilyn, one of the things that you can approach it, and this could be Marilyn, this could be a new widget, this could be a movie, a TV show, a piece of software, you name it. What markets can we go into? What distribution channels can we go into? What may be non-competitive and may have other applications? And when you take that approach, you're able to take a JV partnership, say one that you've already got in place. You may have put one together between two parties and they have a product. You may be able to go back to them and say, look, we've got an opportunity here. You've got intellectual property, and we have a way of expanding that and bringing revenues to you without having to produce and sell anything else. And that's through doing what's called a licensing out JV, okay, where you organize the intellectual property in a way, you present it, and you go out and you find companies and other companies who would be interested in partnering and selling those products, services, or technologies into their respective markets. And by the way, when you license out like this and you go to those companies, this is an entree for you to not only form a licensing partnership with those companies, but this is the first step toward forming more joint ventures. Think about this. You may be able to do this licensing out deal not only with your original joint venture partner, but the licensing partner that comes along, you may see opportunity there, approach them and say, look, let's do a JV and license out your technology into these markets and do it over and over and over again, okay? And this strategy becomes one that's used revenue. And you, as the JV licensing expert, participate in all those deals, whether you're setting up an escrow account to collect the royalties, whether you're becoming an agent that's directly collecting the revenues, however it is, you get to participate in every aspect of that licensing. And as we go further in, I'll show you other strategies as a way to magnify or multiply the different ways in which you can participate in the licensing revenue.